should vote for, but just to be informed, and that it's everybody's responsibility to be engaged. And then particularly for Native people, we need to vote. Local, state, regional, national elections, and not just national. State legislature has a lot to do with us and who we are and the work that we do. It's really, really important. And so I just got an email last week and said, Cindy, could you host this at the college? And sure, we're glad to do this. We are a tribal community college. I'm really, really blessed and honored to be able to introduce my adopted daughter, Twyla Baker, who is president of, okay, yeah, we say HSC, formerly Fort Berthold Community College, but it's now the Mandan Arikara Hidatsa Sunish. Oh, I've got one more in there. MHA Nation, the three affiliated tribes nation, and President Baker and her daughter, who she'll introduce, has been part of this caravan. They've been going out all weekend across North Dakota Indian country, and really this is a very special guest. You're going to be just happy you're in here right now. But President Baker.
Thank you. All right, I feel bad for whoever's doing the video because I tend to move around a whole heck of a lot while I'm talking. So thank you to the sound guys for setting up. Like my mom said, I am Dr. Twyla Baker. My name is Miama Adawish, which means Woman of Knowledge. I am the president of Nuita Hidatsa Sahnish College in Newtown, North Dakota, and I was born and raised there, and I'm a citizen of the Mandan Hidatsa and Arikara Nation. And we've spent this entire weekend traveling from reservation to talk to folks like you and to engage with everyone, including youth, those folks who aren't necessarily of the age to vote but are going to become voters and who can talk to mom and dad and say, hey, you got your ID updated? Hey, you need to go and check out the candidates. So it's very important for our young people like this young gentleman up here to learn about this and to hear about it so that it becomes something of a tradition where we're engaging civically and we're fulfilling our civic duty in order to do the things that we need to do and to do the work that we need to do. I have to give full credit to your president today because she is a champion. She's a champion for your nation. She's a champion for tribal nations across the country. It's been my pleasure to be able to travel with her to DC multiple times in order to talk with our congressional delegation, to talk with our state legislators. We sit and we make plans. We talk about what's important in our communities and the initiatives that we're taking on. Because truly, I think the tribes in North Dakota are special, well, the tribal colleges are as well, because we work incredibly closely together. We are in an organization called the North Dakota Association of Tribal Colleges, of which I'm chair, unwillingly, because my mom said, yeah, you got to do it. So, but that's the way of our people. Is leadership will come to you whether or not you're ready. It's not a question of if you're ready. It's more a question of if you're willing, and if you are willing to say yes. So, and as far as I'm concerned, I see what we're doing here and the guests that are coming, that are on their way here. This is an engagement in leadership. This is how we tell those folks who are making the decisions in Bismarck, who are making the decisions in Washington, D.C., what's important to us. Because I tell you what, if Indian country is not advocating for itself, nobody is. I can tell you that from experience. If our voices aren't heard loud and clear, they will not be heard at all. And one of the things that I have to stress, and part of the reason why we are here in the first place, is because of some of the laws that have been passed recently. Well, not recently, but that got the blessing of the Supreme Court recently, very, very recently, so much so that we're scrambling to get folks' IDs updated, which, in my opinion, threaten our sovereignty. as tribal people. This law that was passed by the North Dakota State Legislature was done, it was hog-headed, it was pushed through last minute, it was changed up haphazardly, it was done without tribal consultation, which is probably the biggest slap in the face, because as you know, we have a special relationship with the federal government. We have a special relationship with our state government. We are sovereign nations. And by doing this and getting out here and talking to you folks, and by having you folks talk to your state legislators, talk to your communities, we are exercising our sovereignty. We are telling them who we are, because it is our sovereign right as the first people of this land to do that. We were here first. We tell them how we live and what's important to us and the things that we hold dear. And therefore, I know it's kind of hard sometimes to reconcile the Native identity with the federal government, with the state government, with any American government. However, again, I'll remind you that we are sovereign nations, and we always have been. We have been statesmen since since before here was here, since before time was here. We've always been that way. We work together as different nations as well, which is part of the reason why I'm comfortable coming here to Spirit Lake Nation to come and talk to you guys. Because I feel like when we get together, we don't advocate just for, I'm not advocating just for MHA Nation. I do plenty of that, but I'm also joining forces with my Ika here, saying this is what we need. This is what our students need. This is what our elders need. This is what our young people need. This is what we demand. And what we demand is respect. What we demand is what is our right. And I always refer back to our veterans. There's a long legacy of respect for those warriors. Akichita, is that right? Did I get it right? Oh, I got it right. All right. The ones who defended us, the ones who defended the people who passed this law, who go and fight on our behalf. And I want to tell a little story, a short story about one of my staff members. When this law was first passed, we were already in the time of our elections. It was passed by the state of North Dakota. And I live in the Bakken, where there isn't a whole heck of a lot of residential addresses. It's all P.O. boxes, especially when there was this big flood and influx of people. Everybody had P.O. boxes. I had a veteran who served in Afghanistan working for me. He went to try to vote, not once, but twice. And he came back. And he finally was like, you know what, forget it. So it doesn't just impact us as Native people, although we are disproportionately impacted. It also impacts the homeless, who also have a right to vote as citizens, veterans. It impacts the elderly. It impacts so many people across the spectrum and across the experience of North Dakota. So, as more and more people come, I'm kind of buying time for the Hulk. I know you guys are here to see Dr. Banner, not Dr. Baker. But they're on their way. And I'll just take a second here to introduce my daughter, who's actually been traveling with us and is going to be sharing some of her gifts with you as well. She got to be on stage with Billy Ray Cyrus last night. And of course, then, what was it? He followed you on Twitter, right? Mark Ruffalo followed her on Twitter. So remember her name. She's going to be famous. So this is my daughter, Hobawi Nahish Demri, and she's going to spend a little bit of time sharing some of her music with you. So thank you so much for being here. Tell people to go vote. Tell people to get their IDs updated. Vote, please. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, I'm like my mom said, I'm Hobawia Nahish Demre. I'm 15 years old and I was just asked to share some music with you and stall a little bit until the stars of the show get here. But I hope you enjoy my set. So thanks. You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. And it don't change if I had it my way, yeah. You would know that you are. Oh, you're my coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. Oh, I just wanna see. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. Oh, oh, you're the best part.
We're gonna get going again.
Oh,
I was looking
best
at that clock up
part.
there.
It's that sunrise and those brown eyes. You're the one that I desire. And when we wake up and then we make love, it makes me feel so nice. You're my water when I'm stuck in the desert. You're the Tylenol I take when my head hurts. You're the sunshine of my life. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. Oh, oh, you're the best part. Oh, oh. If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. Oh, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're my sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me? Give it all. Oh, I just wanna see. I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I'll follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, then you're the best part. Thank you. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. In my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I come on home, well, my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, Valerie, yeah. Valerie, did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you didn't catch a 10. Hope you found the right man who fixed it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair. Are you busy? Did you have to pay that fine? She was dodging all the time. Were you still busy? 'Cause since I come on home, well, my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, yeah. Valerie, yeah. Valerie. Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things what you're doing. And in my head I paint a picture. 'Cause since I come home, well, my body's been a mess and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Won't you come over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come over, Valerie? Valerie, yeah. Valerie, yeah. Valerie. Ooh, Valerie. Valerie. Valerie, why don't you come on over, Valerie? Thank you so much.
Test. All right. All right. We're getting more and more people in here. Come on in and join us, folks. Come on in. I got a text message. They said 5 minutes. So, yeah, 5 minutes. We're just kind of sitting and we're waiting. Okay. Let me ask a few questions. Have you voted absentee? Has anybody here voted absentee? Thank you so much. Have you checked on your absentee ballot? You can do so on the same website that you applied for your absentee ballot. You can go in there and make sure that it was accepted. All you got to do is enter your name, your first and your last name, and your birth date, and it'll send you right to the right page and tell you your information. I made dang sure that my absentee ballot was accepted. Okay, now, so of age voters, who has updated their ID? Okay, who needs to update their ID? Maybe I won't ask that, I don't want to call you out. Who plans on going and voting November 6th? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, little kids. Who plans on telling mom and dad to go and vote November 6th? Yes, thank you. Our little champion down here. That's awesome. Yes. This needs to be something, and quite honestly, this started maybe just a few weeks ago, this whole thing with the SCOTUS handing down this decision that impacts us so incredibly. And that's when I got involved. That's when I got rolling. I got a tweet from one of my friends saying, hey, did you see this? And honestly, I'm sorry to my elders, I was a little pissed off. I was quite upset. I was very upset by this news. And I know the Hulk is coming and stuff, and you're not supposed to make him angry, but you probably don't want to make me angry either. We deal with and we work with people all the way across the state in regards to what we do here and now in our lives and in this building too. I think of all the work that I do with the Tribal College, it really touches and impacts so many, this huge swath of our lives. Higher education. I can talk about the Higher Education Act and the need for the reauthorization. I can talk about the need for funding, parity in funding for tribal colleges. I can talk about any number of things that are happening. Workforce. I can talk about all of the things that are happening here on your campus, back home on my campus, at UTTC, at Turtle Mountain Community College. And that's just the tribal colleges we're talking about, y'all. I haven't even started talking about healthcare, about veterans, about elders, about children, about missing and murdered Indigenous women. I haven't talked about any of that, the need for infrastructure, the need for all of these things. And you guys are intimately aware of and probably working in those spheres. You guys all know it, right? You know about all these things. You live here. You see what we need. Okay, now, what's happening is we made those concerns very clear and very, very loud at the last election when we put somebody into a seat of power. When the tribes did that, believe me, it was like 3,000 some votes that our representative won by. And how did she win that? She won it through us. She won it because of us. Now, I can't say for whom you should vote or how to vote, but I do know that we need representatives who will listen to us, who will take our concerns seriously. And I'll share another story in regards to speaking with some of our representatives in regards to how I feel about this silencing, this attempted silencing of Indian country in North Dakota in particular. I had the face-to-face discussion because I'm not afraid to have that discussion with representatives. And I thought I reached somebody. But come to find out later in a social media post, I probably didn't reach him as much as I should have or could have. So, therefore, we're back to square one. We're back to where I'm used to being, and that is being the voice, using my voice in order to be an advocate for our people. And that power exists in every single one of you. And how do you do that? You vote. They give you this one mechanism in order to say, hey, yeah, this person, they represent me and what I hold dear. So I'm going to vote. And it came across so loudly last time that folks felt, well, why don't we put up some roadblocks? so that that voice isn't quite so loud. And honestly, I feel like by doing so, they've awakened the sleeping giant. They got us all up in arms because I don't ever tell this woman no. You don't tell Indigenous people no. You can't do something. Because then we bring in the Hulk. We get upset about things. And we start moving. And we start making our voices known. We start mobilizing. So much so that what we're doing here in North Dakota is impacting voter engagement in other states. People are feeling inspired. People are feeling empowered. And I hope that this is something that you guys can take with you when you leave here today, is that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of responsibility. That is how we live as communal people. We are responsible to each other. We are responsible for each other. And therefore, we talk to each other. A lot of this happened over the Moccasin Telegraph. Moccasin Telegraph to me today is Facebook. It's Twitter. It's social media. It's Snapchat. It's all of these things. And that's how these big names that are coming got wind of what's going on. And that's why they're coming here today. Coming here to hopefully enliven you guys and give you some motivation and let you know that what you think, what's important to you is important to them. I'm really grateful that they're using their platforms in order to help us be more vocal, in order to get our voices up there and loud and amplified, because this is making national news. I got word of this when I was at my fellowship in New Orleans, and I tell you what, I started tweeting because I was angry. I should probably, I don't know. But, well, NBC calls me. MSNBC calls me. All of these, BuzzFeed calls me and says, what do you think about this? Well, you know what I think it's bullshit. BS. Okay, well, all right, I think that's enough from me because I see my sister at the top of the stairs here. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to hand it to Cindy.
She has to because she is my adopted daughter. And
Yep.
so, and my mom is here, so you need to go say hi to Mom. But a couple of things relative to President Baker's comments. We're here for you all to engage. We're here about voting, why it's important for Native people to vote, and then being responsible in that, which means you have to be informed. You need to know the platforms of the individuals that you're looking at. Just don't go look at the ballot and check down. Know something about them. What do they stand for? Do they understand me, my circumstance, my family, my community? The other aspect that goes along with this, and part of why we love being tribal college presidents, education matters. And there's all kinds of education, so you have to be educated. You have to be informed before you go to that ballot box. You need to know who you're voting for. Are they with us? Do they understand us? It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of preparation. Indian people pay taxes. We are citizens of the state of this country. We contribute significantly. They should be listening to us. There's a lot of new research out right now, for those of us who like research. Go to reclaimingnative.truth.com, which speaks to the whole issue of invisibility and how we are not seen by the public. It's more to do with philanthropy and giving to our causes and that. But the research, the data, the stories in that menu there, reclaimingnative.truth.com, unbelievable. And it's showing also where discrimination still lives. And I'm sorry, but it's reservation towns, where it's more prominent. It's not subtle like it used to be. It's more in your face. And a lot of us feel that the repercussions from DAPL got felt here deeply. We lost money. Some of our money was cut, the little bit of money we get from the state. It makes a difference who we talk to. And so we try to be informed. You all need to be informed. We'll help you get information. We'll tell you where to go, where to look, how to ask, how to talk to people. That's what this is all about today. And we're really, really appreciative and grateful that you all came out. We have data, we have reports about how much Indians in North Dakota pay for taxes. We also have data and research and reports about how much we contribute economically, not just socially, but economically, what we contribute to this state, to this region. If you're not engaged, if you don't help us elect county commissioners, state legislators, you know, the senators, the congresspeople, the governor, you make our work harder because we have to sit with them and educate them and da-da-da-da, all of that. It's a lot of work. So we're really glad you're here today. We'll let the stars show up now, and I'll turn it back to President Baker.
Okay. I just have to say that I have no doubt that Cindy would continue to fight regardless. But I also would like to advocate for any leaders in the crowd here to run. If it's something that you would consider, run. If they're not speaking for you, guess what? You could speak for yourself. Run. And I'm going to introduce my sister here, who actually did exactly that, who has run for election before. I'm going to ask Miss Prairie Rose Seminole to come and join me down here. Yeah. You want to go on stage? You can go on stage. Sure.
Hey, I choked on my Cheerios about a half hour ago, so my voice is a little shot now. Nawaj dutan dagana diet na shanin na jig dadi sigs dadi wananada. Mitakia pi imachia pi ie zikalawiya mie chantewa shte na pe chuzapi. Is that all right? I'm learning, so I greet you with my heart, both in my Rikra language and the Dakota language that I'm also a student in. It's so great to see all of you here. We apologize for being late, completely out of our control. They may have told you our bus broke down. So total reser, right? Just running late. We got to give our celebrities their full experience, right? Busted down, had to eat fried food at the casino last night. We're like, sorry, there's no vegan food here. So. Luckily, Mark, he ate a iceberg salad, so it's all good. We're finishing up a tour of the tribal colleges, and we were so grateful that voices like Mark and other celebrities wanted to amplify this need in North Dakota to get us out. They know that we're a powerhouse. They know that we as Native voters have been disengaged for a long time, not because it was so much by choice, but because the barriers were in place for us to not participate, not be aware of the decisions being made on our behalf. And then they want to blame us, right? There's so many voices out there saying, well, they're just not showing up, or they're not wanting to be a part of this system. Some of us didn't even know that table existed, or that system wanted us to be there, right? You can't blame us for not participating when we didn't even know we had to, right? So in North Dakota, it's pretty incredible how powerful our vote is. I don't know if you've heard this, and we've said it a few times on our tribal college tour, but the Native vote in North Dakota is 30 times more powerful than other citizens across this country. That means if you're 5 feet tall, and we just came from Turtle Mountain, there's a lot of 5-footers there. And you multiply that by 30, you're 150 feet tall. We're giants. We are absolute giants. With the Native vote in Turtle Mountain, Spirit Lake, MHA Nation, Standing Rock, the urban Native voters in Bismarck, Mandan, Fargo, Grand Forks, we are a powerhouse. There's almost 20,000 of us. 20,000. We can call it. We can call any election. We can elect a senator. We can elect representatives. We can elect state legislatures in some of our counties and districts, right? And that's why they're trying to cut us off. If you've noticed, even in Fort Berthold, my reservation, they've redistricted so that it's in their favor, right? And they purposely undercount us because they can use that to redistrict our areas. So census is really important, and I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about that today, because you didn't really come here to see me, right? But I'm happy that we're here now. Western Native Voice, North Dakota Native Vote, we're partners, and we're moving into North Dakota. It's a nonpartisan Native voter engagement because we want to inform you, we want to equip you, we want to make sure that you know what's happening. And so I've got some paperwork here about, pledging to vote, and we'll remind you if you need help with your polling location or even a ride. Spirit Lake Nation, your tribal leadership here has been putting a plan together about getting people to the polls and getting buses and information that you need, the tribal IDs that you need. I believe you're doing both a verification letter as well as a tribal ID here. All of the tribes got incredibly organized, right? We had 35 days when the Supreme Court made the decision to not actually make a decision, right? So that law is still in appeals, but it affects us in a big way. This residential street address, the disparity is with us, American Indians. It also affects seniors in homes and college students, but it's our vote that they're trying to suppress. They made this vote, they passed this bill without even consulting us. And actually they hog-headed an entire bill. Like Friday afternoon, gutted a bill that was completely unrelated to voter ID, ran it through when people were trying to get home. That was intentional. Intentional. And they're saying it's voter fraud? Like we're trying to prevent voter fraud? Tell me how many cases of voter fraud we've had in North Dakota. How many have we prosecuted? None. So this is definitely about our vote. And we're turning up. We are turning up. And this system, although it failed us, I know some of you guys have different definitions of turning up. It's okay. Not turned up. That was Belcourt last night. Woo! Just kidding. We had 1,400 people pack the auditorium last night. It's so incredible. Like we maxed out. The fire chief was there. The EMS teams were there. And I was like, are they going to pass out when they see my friend Mark Ruffalo? He's going to hulk out and all the women are going to be like, oh. Some of them did. Throwing stuff on stage. I think we married him off about 5 times now. There's Twyla too. We gave her a blanket up at MHA. She really snuck underneath there and like, we're married now. The old Indian trick, just wrap them up, just wrap them up. She said no horses are needed for that one. I want a puppy though. So, there's information on where the voter ID law is if you want that information, because this started in 2014, and like I said, the most recent decision wasn't really a decision. It just meant that it's still in appeals. But we got to get ahead of this as voters, as Native voters, and our long-term commitment to you is to keep engaging you. We can't always bring, the Mark Ruffalos or the Billy Ray Cyruses or the Dave Matthews and others who come, but I hope to keep engaging us in meaningful ways. We want you informed. We want you to know that this isn't political, it's personal. Our education, our healthcare, our services for government, right? Absolutely. Yeah. The quality of life that we have right here can be better. All across this nation, all across North Dakota, and in our communities. It can be better. Until we start showing up and getting involved, and as Twyla said, run, get involved. I was in appointed leadership for 18 years. I decided to run. I felt I was, not ready, not prepared. And I was like, you know what? If I don't, who will, right? And I ran in a very affluent, very white community. I'd knock on these doors, and even white women would be like, oh, you're too young to run. I was 30 years old. 30 years old. So that was like last year. Just kidding. Not only would I get that, I didn't know women could run for office. Isn't that crazy? And I know we've got our white friends. We've got to tell them this is personal to us, because they don't know. I had a great conversation with an ally today who said, I didn't know it was bad in North Dakota. I said, yeah, some of our communities, we know what restaurants we can go into, which ones we have to avoid, right? We give ourselves life skills information, like don't walk alone at night, don't go in this community, don't walk across campus in some of these places alone. If you're gonna go to a concert or a public game, go with a group of people. Don't let your child wander off, right? And in our cultures and our communities, we're so family oriented that our children are running around powwows, our children are running our different events, and we're labeled, negative labels. And that's not who we are. This is about family. Everybody's safe here. Anyway, it's personal. So I need you to vote. I need you to make that commitment. I can't tell you who to vote for, but I think you know. Hey, I think you know. We won't always agree 100% with our elected leaders. It's just the reality, especially in a state like North Dakota. Until we start changing numbers to reflect more of us, we're not going to always agree. And that's okay. Because when we have leaders who are willing to come to the table and talk to us and have a dialogue, that to me shows they're willing to build those relationships. Because when they're not showing up, or if they're just showing up for the photo op, that's a problem. You know, we had campaign workers come into the state of North Dakota, and they were told not to door knock in our communities because they might see something that they might have to report, or they might get attacked by dogs, or they might step on something and have to get a tetanus shot, right? Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to me. I'm like, no, go door knock. So we got incredible Native Native organizers in all of our communities, with the party that I can't talk about, and then eventually with us, but we're brand new, so we want you in the field with us. And if you want to volunteer on election day to drive or to get people to the polls or just stand outside with a voting sign, come talk to me because we can pay you. We raised an incredible amount of money because people get the urgency here. They're like, this happened within 35 days of election day. That means we had to turn around, get people out, get people the things they needed to vote, and the information they need. But we want to put that to good use. So definitely get a hold of me. We'll be around. But I'm done talking, so I want to introduce my friend. Oh, wait, he's getting a selfie or something. Leave him alone. He's married. But please give a warm Spirit Lake Nation welcome to my friend Mark Ruffalo. It cuts in and out.
Hi. My sister. We're doing a buddy road trip comedy together. It's called Cheerios in the morning. We've been living on Cheerios for the past 3 days, and flatbread. No, it's a real honor to be here. Hey, let's go on stage. We're live streaming this, so they asked us to go on stage. Hello, Dr. Baker.
Hi, how are you?
Good, nice to see you. Thank you, Dr. Lindquist. Oh, it's a real honor to be here. I want to thank you and your ancestors and relations for having us. I'm here because I went to Standing Rock, and I was scared. But I was asked by my Native brothers and sisters who I'd worked with in New York State to stop hydrofracking, to come and lend a hand in Standing Rock. And I was there, and I was so inspired, and what happened there went all over the world, and the Native people, I think, were seen in a way that they haven't been seen in America. And it was exciting because the message and the discipline and the community that was displayed there was exactly what the world needs right now in order to move forward and to heal in a good way. And I made a lot of friends there. And I learned a lot there from you. And that's why I'm here. Because this is another moment in time where the disenfranchised Native voice and identity is being challenged again. The world got to see you and got to see how powerful you were and got to see the message that you had to carry, and it enlivened the world. It gave them hope. It showed us another way for people against greed. I don't know how you feel about Standing Rock. The most important thing is that the Native American people hit the world stage, and you were loved. And now your vote is being suppressed. And I get that it's hard to get excited about American elections as a Native person, okay? It's hard to get excited about it, and I'm a white dude. But this is the system we're in. And it sucks, but we have to participate in it. But the most exciting thing is we have Native women running this year. We have black women running this year. You know, and if they don't want us to be part of it. They don't want us to believe in it. They don't want us to come out and take a place at the table. They want us to be cynical. They want us to feel like, that's a bunch of phooey. I don't have it. They'll never do anything good for me. But when you have a Native American woman sitting in Congress, then you know that you got a place. And so this is just, they saw you people hit the world stage and be embraced, and so they say, okay, we got to do something about these guys. Now they think they want voting rights. Now they're going to get involved now. Let's take it away before they even get the idea that this is how they get power in the system. And so all I'm doing is also, once again, trying to take the spotlight that sometimes follows me, whether it's fair or not, and throw people like Prairie Rose into it so that we could hear from the people that we need to hear from today. Are those Hull cans? Dude. Well, get up. Let's see the Hull cans. Put them up. So cute. Anyway, so that's why I'm here. I was at a sweat the other night. Meant so much to me, enlivened the part of me that I thought might be dead. And so I really believe in you folks. I believe in your way of life. I believe that the world needs that right now, and I also believe you should have a say in your communities, and that you should be running. Now's the time. And I know it's been bad for 200 years in this country, but I really feel like there's an opening now for something new to happen if we all just come together, you know. This democracy, the promise of this democracy is us together. And so I'm here. I'm going to do some selfies. Everyone will do selfies. And I just want to say, like, when we were at Turtle Mountain last night, the whole front of the whole front of the stage was lined with little children, right? And they saw Prolific there. These are Native rappers. They saw them there. They saw us there. They saw the Hulk there, right? And they felt important. Standing Rock happened. They felt important. You know, that little light in them hasn't been snuffed out yet. And that's what this is about. Is letting them come up with that hope still alive inside of them. And so when they see their parents going out and engaging in things like voting, that teaches them by action. And it gives them hope that, yes, I am part of this world. I am part of this system. My parents are part of this system. I'll stop now. Now, these guys are amazing, man. These are two young rappers and poets. These are the poets, man. We need to hear from the poets, and the rappers are today's poets. And so I'm here with Prolific and Let It Be. Dr. Lindquist.
You're not doing selfies unless you have a Chinesca vest on. So, and we know you've been given a lot of gifts. This is about tribal colleges. It's about education. Education matters in many, many ways. But you happen to be at Miniwakan Oyate, Think Dakota, Live Dakota. Thank you so much. I believe we have some tribal council members here, and I'd first of all like to acknowledge Lana Jackson Street. Lana, where are you? Stand up. She's the one who said, Cindy, could you host this? Sure. Thank you, Lana. Doug Yankton, Crow Hill Rep. Thank you so much for being here. I also have my Board of Regents Chair, Colette Brown. Miss Brown, thank you. And other council members, I don't know if others have shown up in that, but it's important. You have tribal leaders here. This is important, what we're trying to do. And again, it's about education. Be informed. Practice your right. Stand up and be counted. If you don't go to the polls, we don't have a voice. And it's time we become visible. It's time we're represented by our own people. This is what it's about. We're very grateful for your activism, for your leadership, and taking time out of your life to be part of us. So, mitakiwasi, we're all related. Prairie Road. One day, governor?
I'll vote for that. I'll come. All right, so it's Let It Be and Prolific. These are the real deal. They're beautiful. Come on up, guys. They're going to share their music and words. Yeah. We just were on the bus together.
All right, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Hamitakiapi. Trenton Casillas Bakeburger Machapilo. Chanteo Ashte na Pechus Apilo. Lakotia Gachni Hape Machapilo. Ina Denise Casillas Ichiapi. Ate Leo Bakeburger Chiapi and Wampaha Elwati. So my name is Trenton Casillas Bakeburg. Whoops, sorry. I go by Let It Be. I'm from Eagle Butte, South Dakota. And I'm here to do some music with my buddy Prolific.
Hey, hi everybody. My name's Sean Turgeon, also known as Prolific the Rapper. I am Mexican, Lakota, and European. I'm a member of the Rosebud Sioux Tribe, and I live in Rapid City, South Dakota. So we've been on tour for a few days now, getting minimal sleep and seeing so many beautiful faces everywhere. And there goes the selfie station, I think. But I'm going to perform a couple songs for you guys, okay? He's going to be around for a while. Oh no, he's staying here. Don't worry, guys. Let's listen to some songs first. Yeah. So be patient. He's here for a while. Anyways, it's been beautiful seeing everybody and seeing everybody stand up, and especially the children. Like seeing the children, and I got 2 kids of my own, and really, that's all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just use my talents to do whatever I can to make things better for future generations and for my kids too, because they're a part of that. But I think all of us have something like unique to us. We all have some kind of gift. For some of us, it might be we're funny. We make people laugh around us. For other people, like my wife, she's good with kids. That's her gift. But we all have different gifts, and we can use them in whatever way to make this world better for our children. So I just want to encourage you guys, stand up, vote, do everything you can, and keep doing whatever your gifts are to help this world be better. Help yourself, your kids, everybody.
And
So-
I just want to say I know how it feels to not want a part of none of that. Because, like, you know, when I was in Standing Rock and stuff and everything was going on, it was like, you know, why should we even take part of this government? I was just thinking, I'm not a part of this system, you know. But now I see that in the way that they're trying to suppress the vote here, they don't want us to be a part of the system. So, you know, and right now we're at it's a crossroads in the time because our country is divided, right? You got the red versus the blue, you know, the black versus the white, whatever. And that's how they want it, because when we're divided, we're easily controllable. And so we have to come together and remember that your voice matters, your vote counts. That's why we're here. So just remember that. United, we are one arrow. A pack of arrows stay strong.
On this side, this row only, can you guys make some noise? Let's see how loud you can be. Clap if all you can do is clap. Yell around, make some noise, whistle.
Hey!
All right. All right, let's try the middle now. Ready? You guys on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Make some noise. Yeah?
Okay.
That's good. How about on this side? Can you guys make some noise? All right. I just divided you guys. Now let's see what happens when you guys are united. Everybody in this place, make some noise on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go!
That's power. So we're working on a new album featuring John Trudell's speech, Take Back the Earth, and that's what the album's going to be called. And he's got a lot of things he talks about, and we're just trying to bridge the gap with some of his ideas and put it into music so younger generation can get exposed to his ideas. Because I think a lot of the things he said are really important now. So make some noise for John Trudell if you heard of him. Have you guys heard of him?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so press play.
All right, we're going to perform a song. It's called Be Strong. And you're going to hear John Trudell in some of it. Let's see if we can get the audio levels right here.
Just look into the mirror. Remember why you're here. Be strong, be strong. They say the end is near. We have nothing to fear. Our ancestors are here. Be strong, be strong.
If we could come up on the instrumental a little bit, back in the soundboard.
Be strong.
We want to be free. We want our liberation. Then we must take the responsibility that goes with liberation and freedom, and that responsibility
Can you guys hear us good?
is to be able to
Right,
take
right.
the time to analyze.
Make
and
some
think
noise
and
one more
feel
time
things
for the
out to their
kids.
logical conclusion. Stay with these things to the end, to the good conclusion. We cannot come and get involved in this for a year or 2 years.
Hey.
We must pick our way of life. We must live through it.
Do it. Be strong. Live it. Live long.
I've been through it all, in and out of trouble. I guess that's life when you are a rebel. Standing on the front line, right place, right time. Standing for the right reasons, gotta keep the right mind. Gotta keep the right mind. We'll be taking back the earth one day at a time, yeah. Devil told me that I'm not enough. He whispered in my ear, you're not strong enough. He said you can't last the storm. I turned around and told him that I will endure, cause I am the storm. Devil, do your best, do your worst, you can't make my fate. You don't control something that you didn't create. They say the end is near, but I have no fear, cause our ancestors are here, yeah, yeah. Been looking in the mirror, but I've been seeing clear. But ancestors are here. Be strong, be strong. They say the end is near, but I've been seeing clear. We have nothing to fear. Be strong, be strong. No fear. Be strong. Be strong, be strong. No fear. No fear. Be strong.
No matter how hard anybody here thinks that it is.
Make some noise for
think
Let It
about
Be,
all
you
of our
guys.
relatives that
Free
are
red
locked up in
fun.
prison cells. Think about how hard it is is for them.
It's our turn to listen, and I've been thinking about what it means, what it means to be alive. We're here right now, and I think we can glisten just like a star in the sky. Break free of all these chains and we'll one day at a time. You really wanna make it, start looking out for them signs. Open up your third eye, cause we're running out of time. The fate of the universe comes down to you and I. If you never try, you may never know. If you never cry, you may never grow. Whoa, but I put my pencil to the paper, then I'm defined as sublime. With the birth of a star, look, I'm young and trying to shine. No diamonds hang from my chain, but I got these colored beads in my necklace. Yeah, I know that everyone doing this for the fame. Yeah, I ain't trying to be reckless, kinda cocky, cause I'm conscious. You can't stop this flow of mine. These other rappers talking nonsense, they don't know what's going on.
We must always look to see, because there's an answer for everything that is going on if we're willing to take the time to look
This
for it
part,
and to see it.
we were just joking. We're like,
We
let's
must
sit
learn
down
to
and
resist.
meditate and make this
We
noise.
must learn to see. We must learn to look.
Just kidding.
We must learn to step out of this reaction.
Can everybody put your fists in the air?
Been looking in the mirror, but I've been seeing clear. We ancestors are here. Be strong, be strong. They say the end is near, but I've been seeing clear. We have nothing to fear. Be strong, be strong.
I love you guys. Make some noise for yourselves.
All right. We just got blue.
You wanna perform your poem that you wrote down at camp? So I met.
Ancestors are here.
Oh wait, no.
To the mirror. Remember what? Nobody said encore.
Why are you trying to do that again? Yeah, we met at camp and down at Standing Rock. Anybody in here by chance? Did you make it down to camp? Look at this guy right here. You did. I know you did. And you rap.
Yeah.
Okay, how many hands in the air if you went down to camp? And I don't know about you guys, but I felt something shift and change inside me since then. And thank you guys. Make some noise for all these people that went to camp and put whatever they could.
And for the ones who didn't go but were there in prayer, you know.
And everybody at home who was sending prayers, you know. We all worked together. But Trenton, we met at camp. That's how we bonded, and that's why we're making music together. But he's got a poetry piece he's going to share with you guys.
So 2 years ago when all that was going on, I was arrested on October 27th on the Frontline camp. And it was called the Treaty Camp because it was erected directly in the path of the pipeline. And so when the militarized police and the National Guard raided that camp to get it out of the way, I was in prayer on that day, and we were in the sweat lodge when they came. And they surrounded the sweat lodge and tore it down with us in there, and they pulled me out in my underwear and sent me to jail like that. And it was, I don't know, really traumatizing. And I just caught a glimpse of something that our ancestors went through. And, they charged me with like a felony and 2 misdemeanors for engaging in a riot and all that, for being in Ipi. And so I wrote a piece of poetry to deal with that trauma in a healthy way. And I'm going to share that with you today. It's called Mini Wichoni. Lately I've been thinking, I need to pass this message with the right rhymes. See, I've been living low-key, not like a life in the limelight. I wonder, is the time right? I'm focused on the moment. They're still trying to drill these pipelines where sacred water's flowing, and I know that I cannot just let it go. It's a struggle. Every day I'm going crazy. Really wish I wasn't troubled. If you're living in some ignorance, you need to pop that bubble. It's a puzzle. If we don't solve it, our country's gonna crumble on the double. Listen, please, I've got the time to stand and talk. I could tell the story about my arrest at Standing Rock. What really makes me mad is peaceful people shot by laughing cops just for occupying space to try to make construction stop. You see, these corporations, all they care about is money. It isn't funny if you think it is and you're a dummy. Think about your family. Reality's a tragedy. I feel the need to change the world before it's a catastrophe now. Turn 22, yet I still see the need to unify. Just understand that this life we live in is do or die. We need to realize that we survived the genocide. I cannot hide the fact that I'm grateful that I've been alive. Innocent people arrested just because of the money invested. It isn't equal in fact. Even my freedom is being contested. We fight for the water, it's precious. Gotta believe this moment is destined, giving it back to all the oppressors. I think it's time that we teach them a lesson. My ammunition is lyrics written uniquely You've got opinions. I understand this completely. But please just listen. This truth I'm spitting will lift you into remission of the system we're living in, and it's easy. Why should we listen? They're not respecting the treaties. These people evil. They pulled me out the Yanipi. They call it business. It's sacrilegious. I've witnessed the sickness, and it's ridiculous. My forgiveness is freaky. Mini Wichoni. It's always hard to share that, man.
Yeah, it's really, you guys all know what happened up there, and I just want to share with the youth, like sometimes if something's bothering you, you can write it into a poem or you can make it into a song, and it's just as much therapy for us to write those feelings out and have a way to let it out. So just something for the kids to keep in mind. You feeling bad about something, write about it, let that feeling out. Make some noise for Trenton one more time.
Thank you. Now, we got another song for you guys. You might have heard of it. It's called Black Snakes.
Nope, no one heard of it. Yeah, it's a Tribe Called Red actually made the beat, and I just remixed it. And I was at camp, and actually I was at home when I wrote the song. I got sick, and I just laid in bed for like 3 days, and I started watching the videos from camp. And I don't know, it inspired me and made me want to go. And that song, it came without having to write it. So, like, while I was sick, I would get up and I'd go in my recording studio, and I'd hit record and say some stuff. But over the course of like 3 days, the words came. And it went viral and stuff, which is cool because it helped spread some awareness. But yeah, the song came out good because what the people were doing was so powerful. So the inspiration was all coming from the people. So just always remember, you guys, when you come together, you're powerful. And John Trudell, one of the things he says is when we look too long at things that aren't real power, we start to feel powerless. We look at their system and their laws and their guns and the racism and all these things, we feel powerless. But at Standing Rock, we came together and flipped it all around on them, and we were power. We're looking to Creator and the right places for real power. So never forget that, you guys. You are power, and you children, never forget that too. You guys are the future, and you can do anything, but it all starts here and here. So, all right, we're going to do this song called Black Snakes before I start preaching too much. Everybody, can you make some noise one more time?
One more time.
Make some noise for the Hulk.
Hey.
Mark. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
One family.
One family.
If we don't stand, who will?
And if we don't stand, who will? The wind comes in four corners, four directions, four colors. And death rides on four horsemen, a black snake with some black tanks. How much money do these companies need to make? They could drop their product, but they wanna save a buck. Already extracted billions, when is enough? I used to be in the oil fields getting paid, but I quit. Cause oil water I can't drink. Look down and see Kamimi Lada in the mud. I looked up and told myself that enough's enough. Money does not own my soul, living comfortable. It's not in my plans, my hands in the sand. Some things worth more than gold. Some things they can't be sold. Some things can't be replaced. She is your mother, the fresh water is her veins. Everybody put your fists in the air. Turtle Island, not black snakes. The fresh water is her veins. Yeah. What is going on? Have we all lost our minds? Every human needs clean water to survive. I love you guys. You're beautiful. Make noise for yourselves. Hey.
Hey, love is the strongest, this path is the hardest. But if we weren't strong enough to do it, we wouldn't see it. Our prayers would not be needed, this movement's very needed. Indigenous wisdom unheeded and sacred things depleted. I'm Mexicano, Malakota, and I'm white too. I'm mixed with everyone, so part of me's just like you. Every group of human beings shares the same stars. And if the earth is not your mother, are you from Mars?
Anybody in here from Mars? No?
Are you from Mars? Yeah. We got a Martian right here.
One Martian? The Hulk, he might be from Mars. When he turns green, he turns into a green Martian. This side of the planet's been in decline since 1492. 500 years and counting, surviving the genocide they colonizing my turtle island. What is a fossil fuel? Continued destruction, nothing new. Living a system, taking our children, shipping their feelings till nothing's true. I had that money in front of me, but I left it. Cause oil money's dirty if my mother gets disrespected. We're disconnected, these times are hectic and feeling heavy. But still we love all living beings and suffer for the many. We are peaceful people, that's why we walk with prayer. And if that wasn't true, we wouldn't be standing here. We're peaceful people who walk with prayer. Turtle Island, have no fear. Despite what they show in the media, we're kind people, hold your ground. Change is coming now. I love you guys. All right, you guys.
That was fun.
That was fun. What do you think, bro?
I think we should kick a freestyle.
A freestyle? Kick a freestyle? Yeah? Come up, man. Yeah. I don't really freestyle, so I might just, I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm standing. Yeah. That's all I got.
Here, I got you, man.
How's it going? I met this dude. It's funny. I met this guy in Rapid City when I first started making music. He was doing a video in an alleyway, and we were trying to get a video ourselves. And like, we didn't know each other from then on, but then like we met at camp again, and we ended up like, somehow we remembered that story though. You remember that? He was doing a video in Art Alley. Yeah.
I was trying to be in his video. He was rapping. I was like,
Well, he was the one doing the video, and then he gave us his card, and then like I remember he introduced himself and all that, and then it was like met at the camps again, and then he dropped his video, I dropped my video, so it was just like both of us just throughout the years been doing our thing, and somehow ended up meeting up again.
all right, do we got a beat? So you know how to freestyle? Or you know how to beatbox? Or you got a beat?
Kind of. A little bit. Tempo. Just mid.
Anything.
Okay. Huh? Oh.
Make some noise for the Hulk.
Yeah.
Hey, I was telling my brother that my favorite role from you was actually in Collateral. Yeah. That's when I first became a fan of you. Yeah. True story. If you guys didn't watch Collateral, spoiler alert, he gets shot. You ain't even gonna watch it.
Yeah. Oh, really? You want to do it? Yeah, come on. She's going to beatbox. All right. I was just going to be like.
If you could do it kind of like just slow, chill, almost like trap tempo. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Check.
Identified by my enrollment number. You want to speed it up again?
A little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Speed it up?
Yeah. Hey. Hey. Identified by my enrollment number. Actually, just let's do this. This verse is very fitting, and we'll kick a freestyle of this. But Identified by my enrollment number, my ancestors felt the coldest summers. Stripped of our rights, we're confined in a camp. Reservation living is designed like a trap. The government is foul, heartless and deceitful. They made a policy for the removal of my people. Women and children murdered as they were defenseless. My people lay dead in mass graves and trenches. The list of injustices against us is endless. Everything that happened is too real to handle. Defeated this country on the field of battle. Little Bighorn, 200 years later, they kill us off slowly, try to settle the score. Alcoholism got us dead on the floor. All of our problems are the first to be ignored. We used to be the victims, but we're ready for war. Now unify, unify, unify. We battling drugs, suffering from suicide. Who's the real terrorist? I'ma let you decide. They don't really care about you and I. They want to see us dead. We can't do it to ourselves. We survived through the worst. We know it too well. Give praise to our heroes. This for John Trudell. This for all my native people that have gone through hell. Yep. Woo! Let's freestyle now. Let's freestyle now. I just had to get that out. Sorry.
That was good.
You want to kick something? Anything? Well, you're a beatbox, and let's do that. We'll go back to that. I'll just freestyle something this time. Anything.
You want to count me in?
Up tempo, yeah.
Tempo.
Yep. Back in '09, man, I used to smoke just so I could get high. Now I get the same feeling every time I write and every time I grab the mic. People be telling me, homie, it's evident you be intelligent, keep on the relevant. They say, man, the hate is irrelevant, killing these syllables. Everyone feeling it, hoping you listen to what I've been saying. The lyrics I'm kicking it out for the week. Dropping the truth every time that I speak. I'm making all these rappers think twice about what they spit. I wrote this on the toilet so you know that I'm the shh.
All right, thank you for that, man. That was dope. What's your name? All right, Stuart. Give it up for Stuart. That was awesome.
Thank you for Prolific. You guys, thank you for letting me come up.
Thank you for having us. We're gonna wrap it up. All right. Give it up for Nahish for the beatboxing. That was dope.
Hey.
All right.
And the beautiful singing you sang earlier. So much talent, you guys. I love you all. Thank you for listening to us. I hope I wasn't too preachy. And if I was, too bad, because I got the mic. All right, you guys, we're all done. Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Huh? Oh. All right. Okay.
Here's my
Have a good day.
I'm so talented.
Oh yeah.
Kidding.
Nahish is only 15 years old, by the way.
Yeah, 15
So you
years
know.
old.
That's crazy, right?
And she's skipping school? What? With her mom? What? Democracy. Sovereignty. 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 We just want to make one last announcement. So your tribal IDs, right now, they're free, right? So you're getting your tribal resident verification. They're free, right? Can I say that? Otherwise, Mark's paying. Mark's got the bill.
I got it. Mark, Uncle Mark.
Uncle Mark. Uncle. So they're free. The offices are staying late until 6:30. So go in, get what you need. Right now, you can also do absentee ballot. I recommend like this week, get your absentee ballot in and mailed. And with true verification on your ID, right? You need to do that. But we want you to get out and vote. That's the important piece. You got to get out and vote. Call your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your uncles, your aunties, your grandparents, all your relatives living in Fargo, Grand Forks, Bismarck, Mandan, wherever they are in the state, get them out to vote. It's incredibly important, this election, because termination is back on the table, y'all. That's an era we thought was over, and it's back on the table. And they're redefining who we are, and if we're not there making those decisions on who we are, we're cut. A lot's at risk. A lot of it is at risk of who we are. So get out and vote. The tribal IDs, again, the offices are open until 6:30. You can get your verification letters as well as brand new IDs. So get it done. Mark?
You get that new picture on your ID now. Standandvote.org. We can make a pledge there. Standandvote.org. Stand and vote, not stand and. And
I'll sign up people for pledge cards back there. But if you're going to get your pictures and stuff done, we're going to do that up here because the lighting's really good. But we're also on a very limited time frame, so we're going to rapid fire you all through
the photos right up here. So
And
this
let's
is good
let's put
lighting.
the kids up first, the little ones. Let's get them in first.
Oh,
Oh.
business. She said
Come on
business
up.
photo
Let's
first.
say
Yeah.
goodbye together.
Group photo.
A group photo.
Yeah, but just start lining up if you want to get photos up here. Just start lining up. We'll get through as many as possible, but we might not get through everybody just given our time frame. But we're going to try to get as many through.
Let the little kids cut in the front.
Prolific says if you do a trick, he'll give you a sticker. So.
Yeah. Not totally.